LSAT is complete. Application is almost in. So I'm very excited to see you, to just really thank you so much because, yes, definitely could not have done this without your course. Even just starting from the beginning, I mean, I had no previous uh, experience with the LSAT prior to taking your course at all. So I feel so lucky. I know so many people have found your course at different their studying journey, if you will. So I think for me, finding you so early on and this really being my foundation and beyond was such a huge help because the 3 month study schedule, because that's how long it took me to right that I studied, I did everything, learned all the basics and took the LSAT and luckily scored well enough that I will not have to retake it again. So just in those 3 months, that was huge. So the 3 month calendar, I do not know what I would have done without that. I think just in terms of, I mean, right, the LSAT is so overwhelming to begin with. And for me coming in without knowing anything about it, that was especially helpful in terms of just approaching everything. I really did not, I feel like it would have taken me 3 months just to plan out the studying myself if I did not have that. So that was definitely huge. And then just all of the videos for all of the basics were so informative, and I really was surprised. Like I really didn't have to go elsewhere to brush up on anything. I mean, it really provided everything that I needed to know for this. So that was great. There were so many tips along the way, both from you and from other students in their sort of, right, whether it was the TA presentations or just different Q&As. I think learning all of these different study strategies was really helpful to me because, right, so much about the Socratic review method and really going through the review is almost counterintuitive to me. I feel like I'm very much the student who would, right, do a section, see the questions I got wrong, would feel very frustrated and just try to like keep drilling until I got it. So actually taking the time to go back and really dive into those, I think really made it possible for me to just do this in the 3 months. And then for every section along the way, I mean, I still am doing Sudoku with my breakfast every morning. Doing that for the logic games would kind of like jog my brain. And that was very helpful. And then, right, logical reasoning, I think was the hardest section for me. And I think it was, right, so not only having all of the deep dive courses that definitely helped in each kind of like question type, but it was also very helpful to do the drills. I would just try to do the first 10 questions just as fast as I could so that, right, I could have the time bank at the end. And I think that definitely made a difference. And right, oh yes, and then reading comp, there was a tip I'm so happy I spotted where I think it was in one of your blog posts, you write about to read faster, to like not mouth the words and just try to like keep your mouth shut while you read. And obviously that would have been me just like, going through everything. So that was a huge help just getting started with reading comp. And right, I think, and I don't remember if this was from you or from another student, but even just the idea of when starting reading comp to look for the passage with the most, like the most number of questions, and to try to do that first, just for the sake of time, because timing was definitely my biggest hurdle throughout. So I think in terms of the sections, yeah. So just again, it was just really amazing to me that at every step of the way, there was so much information, so many resources, all in one place. And so that was definitely like very essential for the success of the test. Beyond the LSAT itself, all of the Q&As about the admissions process, about the, application, personal statements, about even the writing sample, which, as its own part of the LSAT, that there were all of these supplemental resources that were really eye-opening. And I think also some Q&As with students who, I think there were a couple who are already in their first year of law school and came back to answer questions. And those were really great, just knowing what to expect from people who are going through this, especially during the pandemic. And I'm trying to think, right, because it was, and also the Q&As, and I'm jumping around all over the place, but even the Q&As for the LSAT Flex. So I think in terms of like this all being during this horrible year, that was huge too. I mean, I think I remember watching a few Q&As before I took the LSAT Flex at home, and I was so happy to know about what the proctor experience would be like. I feel like there were a couple things that some students shared that I, was able to check in and take care of that I would not have thought of otherwise. Just like even, clearing the whole desk, but even like the shelves and like what I'd have to, bringing my laptop around the room, just knowing all of those things, I think would have really rattled me much more if I did not know about them on test day. So that was, yes. Thanks to all the students out there whose names, I'm sorry, I do not remember, but they were very helpful. It was really a fantastic course that I will continue to recommend as much as I can. And one other thing that I really loved that you incorporated throughout the course, and something that is really important to me was exactly that, was the full mental aspect of it. That that it really is such a mental game as much as it is about knowing the information at hand. And so doing yoga, meditating. I mean, I actually found this short little meditation like on the Insight Timer app, which is has lots of different meditations and stuff. There was one, just searching like exam meditation, and I found one just before taking the test. So when I was recreating test day conditions, I would listen to this 5-minute meditation before taking the test. It was really, really nice and relaxing because I'm an extremely anxious person. So that was very helpful. And I did that every time. And so even on test day, I listened to that right before the exam. And I think it's something that comes up in the course a lot, which is that it really helped to make the exam feel like just another practice test. All of these things that I really don't think I would have thought of myself. It was great that's being shared. Even if somebody has never done yoga before, that to just take a chance to try it out, that any level of it, whether it's very chill, gentle yoga to a bit more intense, like I feel like at any level in between will have its benefits. Absolutely. And yes, that the test anxiety, I was so surprised actually that on test day, I did not fully panic. That was huge too. Just stayed very calm throughout the whole thing. I really thank you so much. I again, just feel so lucky to have found your course at the beginning, to have been able to do this all in like the 3-month window that I really wanted to make this happen in. And it did. Thank you so much. And not going to lie, I'm probably going to just keep doing logic games for the rest of my life. They are so fun. I really do enjoy them. And the Sudoku. So yes, thank you so much again.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.